Hello there, everyone. Mediocre Otaku here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Satoshi Kon collection. Um, this is a guy who is really very interesting. He made a lot of interesting films and a pretty interesting TV show, so I'll be showing them off here. Now, the first movie he did is Perfect Blue, and this is a really a psychological horror movie. Um, and this is the first thing that I saw of his that I like was really aware that it was him because I saw Paranoia Agent on Adult Swim, so I knew the name before I picked this up. But um, yeah, so this is a really cool movie. Um, and this is insert. And if you have not seen this, you will really be questioning what the hell's going on up until the very end. And even then, you might still be confused about some things. Um, but I think everything made sense by the time the movie ended. Basically, this actress is in a movie and is sort of like syncing up with whatever's happening with her in real life. And throughout the movie, you're never really sure what's happening in the movie and what's actually happening to her until you hear like the director yell "cut" or something, and then you realize, oh, okay, that was part of the movie. Um, but then there's also stuff that like repeats itself that's happening to her in real life, so it's like, what the hell's going on? But this movie is great, and I recommend you guys see it. It can be You can usually find it for around like 25, $30. All this stuff is out of print except for I think Paprika and maybe Tokyo Godfathers. Um, but I've seen this on eBay for like $12. So if you want to pick this up, I'd recommend going on eBay quickly and trying to snag one of those $12 ones. Uh, let's see here. Next up is Millennium Actress, and this was actually released by DreamWorks, of all people. Who'd have thought? I guess they sort of wanted to try to compete with Disney's Studio Ghibli deal. I don't know if Disney had that deal at the point that they released this. Probably. Um, and this thing has like little tabs on the top that you have to do that too before you can open it. Yes, pretty basic stuff here. This movie is also fantastic. His first two movies are definitely my favorite things that he's done. This one's also about an actress who is elderly, and she's sort of telling these interviewers about what happened in the past. And again, the movies sort of blend in with the stuff that actually happened with her. Except there's no real difference between the two. Like in Perfect Blue, some of the stuff is obviously a movie. Some of the stuff is obviously happening to her. But with this, the it's so bizarre. The movies just sort of blend in with the story that she's telling. And by the end, you really don't know exactly what happened except for one or two things that can be corroborated with someone else. Um, but this is a great movie. I think this is probably my favorite one. I haven't seen Perfect Blue in a while, so maybe if I rewatch that, I'd like it more. But I think this has more of a rewatchable value to it, personally. Great movie. This is like $30 if you want to pick it up. Next up is Tokyo Godfathers. This is a very different movie. This is much more of a slice of life film than the other two. It's about these three people who find a baby and try to find a home for him. Yeah, this is also a really good movie. I don't know if I'd start off with this because it's so much different than Satoshi Kon's other movies. And this only has English subtitles and Japanese audio. Same thing with Millennium Actress. Who released this? Sony Pictures. All right, that's what I thought. You can find this pretty cheaply. This one's like $15. Yeah, obviously, all of these have beautiful animation done by Studio Madhouse, so which is my favorite. All right, next up is Paranoia Agent. Now I'm just gonna say right now, if you're looking to pick this up, this is gonna cost you like probably $200. So, I don't know why this is so much more expensive than everything else. I think the real issue is that the fourth DVD volume is really hard to find. It's either the third or the fourth. So that ends up costing you. This is released by Junion. Junion did some pretty decent English dubs. I like the dub for this. Yeah, volume 1. There also is an art box that you can get for this, but I managed to pick these up for like $150, and I didn't want to spend the extra like $50 for an art box, which is rare for me. Normally, I want to get like everything I can. So this is another sort of psychological horror show, much like Perfect Blue, where again, you're not entirely sure what's going on at any point. There's this kid with a bat and rollerblades and little slugger who's going around and seems to be attacking people that have some sort of issue that they're trying to get away from. So the question is this kid real, or are these people just coming up with him as an excuse to get away from their problems? And by the end, there's... the ending to this show is very strange. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It's sort of up to you to interpret the ending for yourself, I think. And here's the final one. There's an episode in here, I think it's episode 7 or 8. It's probably my favorite one. The animation style on that one is very different from all the other ones. So they must have had a very different animation supervisor for that episode or something. Yeah. Paranoia Agent. I'd recommend trying to find it online instead of spending the like $200 to pick up the set. And lastly is Paprika, which is unfortunately the only thing that he did that's been released on Blu-ray over here. And this was also released by Sony Pictures. This is definitely my least favorite of his movies. It has the most beautiful animation and has my like favorite song out of all of his movies in it that they use for the ending credits. Most of his stuff, Satoshi Kon's stuff, has music done by Susumu Hirasawa, who, if you don't know the name, he did the music for the original Berserk anime, and he's done a couple of songs for the Berserk trilogy movies. He does the song that plays during the opening credits, and he did a couple of songs for the Berserk 2016 anime series. And unfortunately, that's all he's done. He's another guy you guys have to look up. He's a very, 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 very different musician than anything else I've ever heard. So, but that's it for Satoshi Kon. unfortunately, the guy's dead now. I think it was pancreatic or stomach cancer. Um, and he was working on another movie, and Madhouse promises that they're gonna try to finish it and release it at some point. It's called Dreaming Machine. So if you guys want to learn more about it, just look it up on Wikipedia or something. But yeah, hopefully that comes out. And hopefully I like it more than I liked Paprika. um, but that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.